Most people think being smart means remembering facts, quoting books, or getting good grades. But deep down, you know that is not true. Because you have seen people with degrees make terrible decisions. You have seen people with high IQ collapse under pressure. And you have probably wondered, if they are so smart, why do they keep failing? Here is the real answer. Being smart is not about knowing more. It is about seeing differently, thinking differently, and reacting differently from the crowd. Today, you will learn 5 mental shifts that make you calmer, sharper, and more effective than 90% of people. Part 1. Most people argue to win. They argue to prove they are right. They argue to dominate the conversation. But smart people do something else. They ask questions. They try to understand. They stay calm instead of reacting. Simple questions like, what makes you feel that way? What result are you hoping for? Have you considered this angle? When you ask instead of attack, the truth appears on its own. You do not need to defeat people. You need to understand them. That is how real influence works. Part 2. Most people panic when something goes wrong. A mistake feels like a disaster. A rejection feels like a personal failure. One bad day feels like a bad life. Smart people think differently. They zoom out. They see patterns. They look at the system, not just the moment. They ask, what led to this? What pattern is repeating? What can I adjust next time? Nothing is final when you zoom out far enough. Everything becomes data. Everything becomes feedback. And that is why smart people grow faster. Part 3. Most people waste energy on things they cannot control. Traffic, gossip, other people's opinions, the news. Smart people protect their energy. They ask one simple question. Is this in my control? If yes, they take action. If no, they let it go. That calm energy you see in high performers, it comes from focusing only on things they can influence. Not the world, themselves. Part 4. Most people fear silence. They rush to fill it with jokes, noise, or nervous talking. Smart people do the opposite. They own the silence. They listen more than they speak. They observe before they respond. Silence makes people reveal their thoughts. Silence gives you control of the conversation. Silence makes you appear confident without trying. When you master silence, you stop reacting, and people start leaning in. Part 5. Someone says something rude. Most people react instantly. They snap. They panic. They defend. Smart people pause. Just 1 second. They breathe. They observe. They calculate. That tiny pause gives them the advantage. It gives them clarity. It gives them power. Reacting is easy. Observing is strength. When you pause, you see what others miss. And you become unshakable. You do not need a PhD. You do not need to talk the loudest. You do not need to be the smartest person in the room. You just need new mental habits. Ask instead of argue. Zoom out instead of panic. Focus on what you can control. Use silence as power. Observe before you react. If you build these habits, you will not just feel smarter. You will become smarter, calmer, sharper, and more powerful than you think. If this message hits something inside you, take a second. Comment "silent power" to mark the moment you start thinking differently. Like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who is ready to grow with you. You are not here to chase noise. You are here to build silent strength.